Hello everyone, so I'm back with another build video. Now this one is also going to be a bit of a quick one, because I don't want to, talk a lot and, repeat a lot of the things that I usually do. But I might, because, Friezas are a bit different compared to other races, especially with no stamina breaks and some weird combos. So, hang on, let me check to see if I have the... I do not have the main preset. So, yeah, like, these are the presets. Just, they're based off, like, moves. I will show the presets in the future. But, I think I might just show this preset. Let's see, you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll show just the third preset as like the first preset, and I'll explain also why I have that Super Soul, Super 17 Super Soul, as not Super 17, Ranger 17 Super Soul on this preset, so I can explain it a little bit. So I will have this preset, on to show that off now. So I haven't completed the story mode yet in this character, so that's why I can't really move besides the vehicle. But before we get into, the training mode, I will show the stats. This is slightly based off of Steeto's Frieza race, because for me it was also hard, the Namekians, it was hard for me to come up with a Frieza race, both in appearance and build, because they didn't get that much into health. They of course get a lot into ki, but I didn't want to invest to it because you automatically get enough at a higher level. But I also knew they get some high basic and high stamina as well, and I knew they had some high ki supers, obviously. So I kind of went with Steedos just to have a good amount of health, stamina, basic, especially basic, because since Friezas don't have a lot of stamina breaks, and people don't usually use the type of stamina breaks that are possible with Friezas, it's best to rely more on basic, so that you can at least do some damage with them. And like Steedos, I did a lot into ki, but not too much, because you automatically already get a lot of damage into it, especially if you have like golden or potential leash on. And for strike, I didn't want them to be useless, plus there are some strike supers that I wanted to be on this character, and some that actually do work very nicely with the Frieza Race's combos. But I always like to test out to see which moves are best with their combos, because you know their combos are weird, especially with the netcode being all messed up, you know. But besides that, I will show the Kikibang. So I guess 5 into ki, stamina, and basic, which is pretty good. If I were to just put a no Kikibang, this is what it would look. Less ki, which I think it goes to like 3-4 bars, not even 5 bars, which is not that great. Now if I were to put on like a 0, you see it pretty much has the same stats as like no Kikibang, but the only difference is, of course, it has much less stamina. Some say that's a good thing, because then your stamina break doesn't last long. I say the opposite. I'd rather survive longer with my high amount of stamina. Plus, even if you have high amount of stamina, that doesn't mean your stamina break is a lot slower. It just takes like a couple extra seconds, and so what? I don't care. At least for me, I don't care. But without further ado, and while I'm getting this ready, I will explain the Ranger 17 Super Soul that I have on the main preset. The main preset is just to have like some skills that do work with the Frieza race, you know, like those do kind of work, but it is still a work in progress. But I've noticed that after the patch, Faint Crash has actually been very useful, and you might even be able to use it in a stamina break combo. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll show that off in the next preset video for him. But if you do like land a stamina break, you can put like a light and heavy combo to do like a hard, almost knock away, knock down into Super Kamehameha, which is pretty good. It's very powerful. And if you get a stamina break and you do like either the full light combo or the heavy light combo chain, you know, into the knockdown, and like almost vanish to get close up, you can easily unleash meteor burst, which is pretty powerful. I am just explaining that just because that's how I'm kind of explaining the first preset, since I'm not showing off the first preset today, because the only reason I have the Ranger 17 Super Soul is just because I noticed that any other Super Soul didn't really work well with the Frieza race, because they're already doing high damage. I already have a long survivability with them. I think I'm just going to use Jiren just because I don't have that many characters. If you notice with the Ranger 17 Super Soul with the Frieza race, it kind of works well, because obviously you're going to rely a lot on your basic, and you'll use your basic, of course, for a lot of the battle, which has been pretty useful, especially since I've been fighting against, just computers with him. I last pretty long, even though I do predict the computer. But even if I'm like, you know, down the percentage for the Super Soul to activate, I get a medium boost to normal attacks, I believe, which is a nice little added bonus. But the real big thing about it is the speed. The speed is an XL boost, which is powerful. Heck, it's even better than Burter's Super Soul, but of course it has its flaws and its advantages. I use that because Frieza races are already super fast, and it may not seem like it's a big advantage, but I feel like it could be, because if you already have like high damaging combos and supers and you're faster, you can easily evade your opponents easily, and you know, make them waste their stamina even more and a lot quicker too. So it helps out a lot. Now for this preset, this is like a preset for golden form, though I do have golden form on the other presets, because I think golden form is very underrated, since of course it's not maybe it doesn't have the benefits of potential leech, but it has an added speed and high high key damage. Not to mention the Ki Blast too. While that seems kind of spammy, I don't blame Frieza races for doing that, because they don't have some people don't use their Frieza races as they probably should, and they don't have any stamina break combos, so I don't blame them. Though sometimes I do get mad at it if they're just gonna keep spamming that and not try even use their combos or anything. I will say that. But yeah, this preset is for mainly golden form. So now, before I get into the damage and skills, you know, the stats, it's not the best investment into health, I'll say that. Who knows, maybe I'll change that to more damage in the future, but I'm not sure. Now, Ki, now if I were to just do this, so 7 bars of Ki. And I did pick these skills based on color to kind of match Golden Frieza, you know, golden form kind of thing. So that's 7 bars of stamina. I want to say it's, so 1, 2, 3. So I had 9 bars stamina, which is not too bad. It helps. It's very useful. Besides that, I will get into, you know, the damage. So the full light combo. So 32, 29. And some people may not know that if you can at least get your opponent to the ground and maybe pull off a light combo, and if you're close enough, you can pull off a stamina break like that. Sometimes it doesn't work because of lag, and sometimes, you know, you're doing that that little travel part of the combo, that part, you know, that part, and sometimes your opponent's a bit away, and the combo doesn't finish. But if it can finish, you could, you know, knock them down into a stamina break, into a light stamina break, or maybe even a heavy. I'm not sure. But that's one way I've kind of found. But that's mostly offline, like I said, because sometimes online doesn't work. Now for full heavy, very high damaging, 3793. Yeah. Now their upward attack is 2248. There we go. I'm surprised I actually landed with just 5 light into the 3 heavy, doing 3652. Now 6 light into the heavy, you're gonna get a 4913. Now for the other combo, hang on, sorry, I'm trying to do this right. Does 5198. Now the combos don't seem that much damaging, but then again, my build is much different from like Steeto's, for example. Plus, I'm not even transformed yet. Though Golden Form doesn't do much damage in that regard. But also, as I repeat myself, I do combos into, you know, supers and ults. to get more damage. But oh yeah, grab. So yeah, I did show off one stamina break, you know, the full light into the, you know, light stamina break. So I will show the other ones, which some people should start trying to use, even though Friezas don't have much stamina breaks. And even if they do try to stamina break, they usually use Aura Slide, which I understand. But if you're gonna use like Aura Slide like right off the bat and just stamina break them like that, like right at the start of the match, that's pretty cheap. Plus, then you won't have to use Aura Slide. You can have a different move if you wish. So I usually just, even sometimes it doesn't always work, I usually just keep trying, because one, I'm adding a little bit of damage into each knockaway, but also if they, you know, regain their stamina, they can still lose it by vanishing or something, and I can, you know, get around, I can get to them again, and I can still keep doing it until I get it. But usually if you do it with practice offline or in training mode, you can usually land it. Like you saw there, I did it, but it only went with the X. So it takes a couple of tries. You know, I'm not best at it. So yeah, it takes some time, but nobody is perfect. See, there you go. Or, and now offline, offline that usually works a lot. Online though is sometimes tricky. I will understand that, but sometimes you can still land it. Now in the moves category, Death Slash, because it's quick and it does some decent damage. Not to mention, pretty much easy combo, even if mid combo. Like, look at that, that was some decent damage. Let's see. If I did this. Some decent damage there. Reverse shot. Does 14-19. Ignore the battery thing. Even though this thing should be charging throughout the whole day. Still don't understand that. I use reverse shot because it doesn't do the most damage, but like the move, mainly its main use, it's to you know capture your opponent. Oh. But it's mainly, to do that to your opponent. And even if you're like at low health too, you can easily, it's sort of cheap, but you can easily just spam this move, and it, shoots like 10 of these. Does some decent damage too. Now Meteor Crash, just because it works well, and it's like a basic strike super that any race can use. It does some decent damage, especially since they can easily combo, into Frieza combos as well. I have charged with Key Wave because to help with, stamina regeneration, since I don't really need to charge Ki, because I can do that in PvP with just by attacking my opponent. Now with the ults, as I said, this is some of a golden form theme, so I had Divine Lasso, 74, 64, Emperor's Death Beam, which I kind of find it as a spammy move, but at least I don't use it in that way. But it does a lot of damage now, especially with that knockback. With 7 bars, can do at least 10,000 damage. Now, time to go golden. And I did get that boost. It does 3k with each blast. I wonder, how much does it do? Hey, when that happens. can at least get 1,000 in there. So the moves. I don't think that got a boost though. But I'd rather show it off. Not the most damage, but still some heavy damage and easy to use. 14k. Not too big, but powerful. Now, I was told there is one combo that does get an increase in damage. You know, from Super Saiyan Kabi. But it's, you know, it's a nice thing. I wish it boosted everything though. But that's my opinion. Now if I were to show off like some standard break combos into, you know, some supers and ults. That is over 220, that's 21k damage. It's a lot. Now we're sure to another. Oh, messed that up. Yeah, the heavy one is sort of unreliable. Sometimes. That's my man Mega. Call me. I'll probably do this after that. So I'll just show like a basic combo into, you know, Divine Lasso to help out. Some nice damage there, right? Yeah. But I think that should be pretty much it for the video, so I'll talk to y'all later.